In the last video, we talked about improving mood and sleep by using full spectrum light and light boxes. We also talked about the importance in general of increasing our morning light so that it will actually decrease melatonin to help us be more alert and awake during the day, which then shifts the production of melatonin to the evening when we want melatonin to increase so we can become more sleepy and fall asleep easier. However, increasing light in the morning is only one part of the picture. You also want to work at decreasing light in your evening. This sounds like a simple task, and it is, but there's multiple ways out there that you can decrease light that you don't even know you're getting in the night. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about multiple ways that you can decrease light in your night. So you may have heard of blue light or blue light waves. So let's talk about what that is for a minute. So blue light is a short wave color temperature that does come from the sun, but it's also found in energy efficient lights and the devices that we use like phones, tablets, and computers. So let's think about the blue light waves in relationship to the sun. Sunlight naturally helps us decrease the levels of melatonin during the day, but with all the unnatural light that we have in our environment, it can mess up our internal clock in the evening. We discussed how exposure to light early in the day can actually increase our alertness. But what's happening with blue light is that we're exposing ourselves and our kids to blue light later in the evening. And what can happen with that is that it's suppressing melatonin, and then that is making it harder for us to fall asleep at night. One study showed that people who were on devices from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. had a suppression of melatonin, a shortened sleep time, and lower quality of sleep. They woke up more often. Blue light can also affect body temperature, the natural circadian rhythm, and can lead to negative mood. I read a couple articles that talked about ways to reduce blue light effect. Of course, you could just avoid being on your devices at night, but I think it's probably unlikely that people are actually going to do that. So let's talk about some ways that you can reduce that blue light effect so that you can get better sleep. The first thing you can do is get more sunlight exposure during the day, which we've already covered pretty well. The second thing you could do is if you work on a desktop computer in the evening, there's an app that you can get that's called, it looks like it says Flux. That's an interesting name, F.lux. And this is a download that you can do that will help your computer have more warm light rather than the bright blue light that affects your melatonin levels. The third thing you can do is turn on night shift on your iPhone. It's in the display and brightness settings. If you have an Android, it might be called something like blue light filter or night light. If you can't find it in your settings, you might need to get a third-party app. I think one is called Twilight. So what this setting does is gives your screen a warm light night setting. So you can set it up that it turns on automatically from say 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I have mine set from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. It takes a little time to get used to it at first because it's not that bright screen that we're used to. But what it does, it gives it a little bit of a red tint and takes away the blue light that is affecting our melatonin. So the fourth thing you can do is use warm lights throughout your house. These would be labeled with a description such as soft white or warm white. And then the fifth thing you can do is use blackout curtains, because a lot of times there's a lot of light coming in from outside and that can keep us awake. I know that I feel like our house is like an airport runway. There are so many little lights everywhere and coming in from the outside. I try to cover things up so that I can sleep better. I saved my favorite one until last. This is blue blocker sunglasses. So they actually did a study and looked at people wearing amber lens sunglasses 3 hours prior to going to bed. And what they found was pretty amazing. The people who wore amber lens sunglasses only had a reduction in melatonin up to 6%. But people who wore just regular lens, like gray lens sunglasses, had a reduction in their melatonin levels by 46%. That's pretty significant, and I definitely think it would affect their sleep. So now we can all get our blue blocker sunglasses and walk around the house for 3 hours before we go to bed looking really cool. So in this video and in the last video, we learned how important it is to increase light early in the day and decrease light later in the evening. Also, we learned ways to use a light box to increase the light and several ways to decrease the blue light that we get in the evening. This is so important for ourselves and for our children. It can help with our sleep, improve our mood, and just help us out with overall well-being. I hope that you can take some of these tips and apply them to your family life. And if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me at michelleberryphd.com. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, give it a like or share, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in the next video.